Anyone who's built their own television?
My Uncle Bertram did. He worked on it for weeks, but it just... BTV. And it stung us. It stung all of us.
Exactly my point. We're also living in an age where we're losing the power to repair electronics ourselves. What happens when something goes wrong with your smartphone? You have to take it to someone to get it fixed, or more likely, have it replaced completely. If you built your own PC, not only will you become more knowledgeable about diagnosing problems, you'll have a better chance of being able to fix it yourself.
Sound advice.
Okay,
Thank you, Jacob.
YouTube is
But
back.
don't start shopping for parts
Welcome
for your
back,
own PC
YouTube.
build just yet. You might be the lucky winner of the awesome custom PC Jacob and I are going to put together right here today on the PC Gaming Show. But first, we've got one more game to show you as we build our way to the end of our pre-show. If
I
you're
grabbed
a
a
fan
few
of unlikely animal
grapes.
friendship, something tells me you'll dig the new
Like,
trailer for
I was
Cat
feeling
Today.
hungry, but we don't eat yet. My tummy is not the boss. But we'll have a couple of grapes and then I'll eat at my normal time. Which is midnight. I don't know why my tummy thinks it's hungry. Because it's always midnight every day. So what's everyone hoping the PC show will have? Oh, and that stream goal comment from the bot, I might end up removing that. Not that I don't have stream goals anymore.
My name is Sean,
but
and once again, I am thrilled to be here with you, showing you the latest.
But I'm not sure what to do for the reward anymore now
and
that
what's
we're
ahead
back
in
to
the world of
streaming
PC
on
gaming.
Sundays.
But even more importantly, I'm delighted to be joined again by the co-host with the most, Mika Burton.
Do I have
Thank you,
this all the
Sean.
way
It is
up?
great to be back on the PC Gaming
They're
Show,
just quiet.
especially since we're cooking up something extra special this year. As you can see, Sean and I are broadcasting today's show from a crucible of clandestine accoutrement.
Oh, that's right. Here in our high-tech hardware workshop, we've assembled some of the finest PC gadgetry for some of the world's smoothest secret operatives. You know where all the spies get all their coolest toys? Well, it's from us.
We've made headsets that double.
Do you
as
guys
wall
hear it
mounts.
okay? I can pump it up
Turn into cars,
higher
turn into boats.
We've also
elsewhere.
built a laptop that's a crossbow that's also a blunderbuss. And
So let me
I'm
know,
afraid to
'cause it
touch
is kinda
That's how you know
quiet.
it's good.
We
Even
made a
for me.
gamer chair that turns completely invisible thanks to cloaking technology.
Sean, the invisible chair
And
never
right now
actually
would be
made
the
out of
best
art.
time since they're not showing any
Well,
games
that's what
yet.
they want
Yeah,
you to
fuck
say.
it.
Regardless,
BRB
we're in the
for a
process of
sec.
using every ounce of our
You'll still
high-tech,
hear them.
top secret, burn after reading black books.
I'm just
engineering
gonna
at our
bump
disposal
'em
to build
up.
What we call
Ooh. The Rig is a top-of-the-line AMD-powered gaming PC, and it could be yours. Because after we build it here today, we will be giving it away to one lucky viewer at the end of the show.
But that'll happen a bit later. Right now, let's kick off the show the PC Gamer way with count 'em, three world premieres.
Damn it. Damn it. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Dahlia,
My
I know
bad.
you're nervous about going home.
Yeah,
But you're going to be fine.
Okay, hold on. I can't turn
We
it
don't
up
know the state of
the
crisis.
proper way. Okay. Or else it shows.
job's a job.
On a plus
right?
side, it looks like a crap one, guys.
Get in.
What the hell's going on? Why is it being weird now?
Don't get sucked back in.
You're seeing the whole screen, which is less game. Let me try to... Yeah, that's what I get for messing with shit. Okay, hold on. Just go on that screen for a sec. Damn
Remember,
it.
D, it's just a job.
Yeah, I can't get it back properly. Okay, let's just do it like this then. That's gonna be a pain. Okay, should still be. Just so you see as much game as possible. Okay. That's the problem of the extension. The extension messes with shit. But on a plus side, we can bump it back up without moving the screen. Play a game of where the community chooses? Well, we were already doing that, but I guess we could still do that, just it wouldn't be a bonus stream, it would just be you choose the game. Yeah, we could still do that. Okay. Yeah, I'll throw goals back up there. It will unfortunately start back at 0, since it's off.
Did you really think you could keep such relics of my people?
But whatever, it's only the 8th. Yeah, because I do like having the goals on there. Also, if you scroll down in the Twitch panel, actually you won't even have to scroll very far. I did last night before I went to bed, I came up with this idea of putting everyone's birthday in there. So what's your birthday, Pugs?
Ooh, me too. I think my excuse will be...
You don't have to give
poisoning.
year, just
go with
month
regular
and day.
poisoning.
Interesting. Go on.
Well, I already have so many sworn enemies and even more unlabeled bottles in my kitchen, so it's entirely believable.
You know what? You do you, my guy. In the
I
meantime,
figure we can
let's
have-
check in with Frankie and Jacob about...
All the community members can have their birthday
Mika.
in there,
I'm here with
and
PC
then we
Gamer's
all
managing
know
editor of
when to
Hardware,
wish
Jacob
you a
Lee,
happy
and
birthday.
During today's show, we're going to be building an awesome custom PC. Even better,
put
everyone
it on the
watching
back
will
of
have a
this
chance to win it
paper.
for themselves.
This PC will be a gaming powerhouse with an AMD Ryzen 9 9950 X3D, a Gigabyte Radeon RX 9070 XT, plus 32 gigabytes of Corsair-dominated titanium
July
DDR5
16.
RAM.
We're also
Okay,
throwing
I
in
will
a
add
Corsair
you
K70
to that
keyboard, Asus ROG Swift
picture.
OLED monitor, and a Corsair Nightsword RGB mouse, all handpicked.
If anyone else is
didn't forget to
in the
think,
chat and
we're
wants
even
to share
including a mouse
their
pad.
That's where your mouse
their
lives,
birthday,
sleeps, and entertains other
just
mice.
do so,
Let's get to
and
it.
I'll add it all in after stream ends.
Hey there, PC Gaming Show. Check out this next trailer. It's fabulous. Fresh tracks, or I will get you. How do you stop that which never ends? In the endless, no two journeys unfold the same way. Come, remain
I don't know if this
by
is the
fire
best combo.
and hear the tale
Green
of
grapes
Morrowind's greatest
and coffee.
champion. There's no one I would rather die alongside than you, my champion.
And just for anyone that doesn't know what Steam Next Fest is, we're not gonna have more shows or anything. It is a thing they do on Steam where they showcase these games and people are playing them. That's the shit I hate. I love doing these game shows, but I like more or less back-to-back trailers of new games, not people playing them. Yeah. So if you're interested in Steam Next Fest, it's right on the Steam page. It'll, like, for that whole week, at the top of your Steam page, they'll showcase it. You can just watch it from there. Yeah. It's, like, 24/7 for that week, so yeah, it's not worth me, streaming it.
Coming up in the show.
Plus, it would be pretty boring. Yeah, because because indie games are PC games, we may see a couple of repeat, like, indie ones, but... See, and another thing we could do is when it's a viewer's birthday, then you pick that day of streams, so you can start thinking about that one, Pugs. Whatever day July 16th is, we'll stream a game of your choice. Oh yeah, that's true. You might be doing something for your birthday, too. I'm so used to, like, barely celebrating mine, I forget that people do celebrate their birthdays. That's right, you were... Yeah, I never knew that it was for your birthday, but I do remember we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago where you were talking about saving money for a Vegas trip. Yeah. Well, we could always do a pre-birthday celebration for you. What day do you leave for your Vegas trip? The 14th? Okay, how about oh, we can't. Oh, this is
It's
showing the
important to
wrong one.
celebrate when something reinvents itself. Necess overhauls its graphics, gets major updates. It's beautiful.
It's almost as beautiful as the rig's Corsair RM1000X fully modular ATX power supply.
Oh, it's poetry. In fact, the only thing more poetic is a perfectly executed heist.
How about
set in
July
dystopian
12th?
techno
It's a
future.
Monday?
Yes! When we heard the makers of Payday and GTFO had a new co-op heist FPS in the works, you know we had to find out more. So we infiltrated 10 chambers and interrogated the makers of Den of Wolves. Here's all the info we dredged from their genius minds.
We were prepped and ready for the heist. We had stolen Tier 7 passkeys, acquired the building schematics, and rerouted the security comms.
We're in position.
The package was as good as ours. Every variable accounted for, but we fucked it up anyway.
Oh, am I on the wrong year? I was flipping through some stuff. Maybe it was showing me the... Oh yeah, 2027. How far ahead was I
Next
going?
time, we gotta be even more prepared.
I was looking for some stuff yesterday. My bad. I was on the wrong year. Like, way the wrong year. Okay. Okay, okay, but that works too.
Den of Wolves
So
is a first-person shooter, 4-player co-op heist game taking place in the future. We focus a lot on player agency, story, and keeping the player on their toes with some interesting elements that take you out of the brick-and-mortar world of Midway City, where the game takes place. It's a power fantasy, even though there's obviously tension as well with like stealth segments and stuff. But the identity of Den of Wolves primarily is balls to the wall.
Den of Wolves is stepping back into our Payday roots. The big difference is, of course, the sci-fi area, where we can play around a lot with design. The freedom we have with this sci-fi space is a bit terrifying, actually, because you can go nuts, basically. We've actually told ourselves to not try to over-design stuff, but not limit us creativity. So designing the Midway City from the start, we knew we wanted big mega-structure buildings to actually place our levels within and be free of how big levels we want them to be. It's this very large city arising from the sea. You want to look out at the city and see, like, okay, so this is a living, breathing city and it works.
Coming back to the heist genre is sort of a, I don't know, after Payday 2, I felt like I had so much more things to do in my head, like what I wanted that game to be. A contemporary setting limits you in so many ways. Everything you do to enhance the game breaks the theme. With a sort of a sci-fi theme on it, it enables you to stay in the pocket of thematics and still solve things from a gameplay angle. When making a game concept or a world, you have to think about what tools it gives you to solve problems in the future. And the sci-fi thriller theme gives us a lot of tools to play with. Midway is just a corporate haven. There's no rules, there's nothing. It's divided up into districts. There's even like district wars and this kind of thing within the city. So it's a very classical in a way, a dystopian take, kind of like a classic role-playing game of saying like, oh, this is the backdrop, and I'm gonna hand you a new adventure and have a bit of fun. So there's something called dives in the game. It's basically a neural heist. In the middle of whatever you're doing in the normal mission, you can basically jump to this other place. Thematically, there's these architects that build these defense mechanisms that gets injected into people's minds, and then you're trying to break into...
See, this right here's why I was praising the Xbox showcase. This is the shit that, like,
just tracking down this
I think is better done after the event. You know, kind of like Xbox, you know, they did back-to-back trailers showing off all the new stuff, and then there was kind of like an after show, right?
The dives
That, yeah.
change of pace and change of intensity in the gameplay and change of scenery, and it could be a nightmarish sort of abstract thing.
Imagine trying to navigate a forest or something like this.
But it could also be a Japanese temple or fortress in the Swiss Alps.
We could just mix a lot of different stuff together because it's this very abstract place. And also with gameplay, we could go from a shooter to a platformer to a horror theme.
Or we can have sort of parkour experimentation where you can run on walls. We make the rules for what the dives are and what they can be.
The heist fantasy in general maps really well to game psychology. I'm a psychology-driven game designer to a large extent because we want to motivate you to keep playing and also like what are we stealing and what's the economy of the game. And I'm not talking about getting people to spend more cash. It's what's the drive of the game. And I think building new things or crafting things is a very interesting area. A good example would be like this thing we did for Payday where you would craft masks and this kind of thing.
Yeah, we're going back to the masks. I've heard people tell me before like, oh, GTFO and then oh, it's a masks game, right? I'm like, really? Yeah, maybe it is. But we wanted to make something different. Like we didn't want to go fully masculine, maybe doing, you know, these big skull masks. Like we don't want to limit us to not do it, but with the mask we have now, we actually wanted to bring some feminine, some sexiness, you know. So one of the inspirations we actually had was the Keira Knightley pout that she has. And there's also like these Japanese theater demon masks with Hannibal Lecter type of style. So as in the dives, you know, we could basically make anything. The masks are this expression to allow them to expand the world inside of themselves. So finding designs where they don't really know where to put it, in what categories, we try to hit kind of a sweet spot there. This is going to be a high-paced, intense, and a very fun, collaborative game. Playing together with friends is a beautiful thing, right? Especially when we have these situations where shit hits the fan, we panic together and try to solve it.
So if you put 4 people in a room and they play it, and you start to hear the voices go up, and they start to be loud in the room, then you know, like, yeah, it's something, you know?
If you want to find out more about Den of Wolves, head to our Steam page and make sure to wishlist now.
Shoes for 2 extra ships? Wow. For the average person, that's like a few $100s. No shoes should cost that much.
Frankie, this is my first time on the PC Gaming Show. Any advice?
It's not that hard. Just show up on time, learn your lines, and don't cross me. Don't you ever cross me, Ridley. I will destroy you. Also, tea with honey is great for a scratchy throat after a long day on set.
Okay.
Want to rehearse the next scene? It's that silly one where I'm trying to detangle a bunch of headphone cables and you learn the folly of crossing Frankie Ward. I have powerful friends and a long reach. Or you could tell us about the next part you're going to install.
Yep, let's do that, please. Right, the X870E Aorus Master has a few special features to make PC building easier. My favorite is this tool-free SSD slot. Press a button and the heatsink comes away. Then push down on the latch to install your SSD. No screw required, which means no more crawling on the floor looking for said screw when you inevitably drop it. Then this is
right,
Wi-Fi
that's
antenna.
always me.
This combines standard 2 Wi-Fi connections into one easy-to-install
digging through the
connector.
perfect
no
fibers.
Need to screw anything in. Lastly, if you want to disconnect your GPU, hit the button in the corner and pull it out.
For the most part now, I have a little tray that I keep them in. I've learned my lesson over the years.
We've been working on the Rogue Prince of Persia's early access for over a year now, pushing the game way further than we ever imagined. I mean, just look at me playing. I'm happy, the team is happy, and our boss is happy. And the players, well, they seem happy too. Our 1.0 launch is fast approaching, so here's where we're at.
Death shuns you, Prince. Use this gift and right your wrongs.
Hey, Black Dragon. That is almost like the OG Prince of Persia, just with upgrade, right? I do remember the original. Which, honestly, like, that's exactly what people want, right? Is the original, but with better graphics, you know? When it comes to classics, you don't want too much changed. Or anything, honestly. You don't want anything changed.
You have the opportunity to save your kingdom as the worthy Prince of Persia.
The only bad part about that was Ubisoft. That was the only bad part about that, but it looked good.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. We were the conductors of the train, tirelessly serving our passengers with kindness and respect.
Excuse me, this is a conductor-only resident.
I used to watch that show. Do you remember when it was a TV show? I used to watch it all the time. Yeah. I feel like it was kind of a learning show because I was like very much a teenager when it was on TV, and thinking back, I think I was watching an educational program, honestly, because it would teach you where locations are, you know? Which was a big thing for a Canadian, because back in those days, we didn't have the internet the way we do now, so you only knew your country, right? I think that's a big reason why I've kind of been a little knowledgeable on other places in the world.
Carabao, we gotta move!
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I've never played any of the games, though. I only watched the TV show. Maybe I'll give one of the games a try.
eFrontiers Founder Access is the first public step in creating a visionary sci-fi survival experience. You start your journey alone, a tiny blip in a seemingly endless universe.
Oh, did they exist back then?
As you struggle to gain a foothold
I thought
in this
maybe
hostile
them
world,
being games was
you can build
newish.
rudimentary structures, improved ships,
But they were totally
components,
based
and
off
more.
of the TV show, right? Like the TV
You'll
show
begin
was
to
the
discover
first one
details
I
about
knew
the
of.
universe and the ancient civilizations
And
whose
then-
remnants still roam the skies.
It made me love PC
Everything
games.
requires fuel
For
to
me, it was
operate, and
Unreal
good resource
Tournament.
management
Unreal
is crucial
Tournament
to
is what
survival.
made me a PC gamer.
The most
Yeah.
potent source of fuel, crude,
Which is funny
necessary
because,
to build formidable ships,
you know,
advanced structures,
stream-wise, you generally see me play like
Reconnecting with
MMOs
vast
and playthroughs and stuff like that. But what turned me into a PC
Smart
gamer was a
structures
shooter
are
game,
highly
you know?
customizable
Like,
and
yeah.
open the possibility for emergent gameplay
Kinda funny.
only bound by your creativity. Founders have already created custom tournaments, specialized trading hubs, advanced security systems, and more.
You mean the PC game?
Are you ready to lose yourself on the frontier?
It's like PC was first, but yeah, I'm certain you meant the game.
Wow, I knew space was dark, but that was dark. CCP really
Okay,
knows
I
how
didn't
to
know
make the
that.
destruction of the universe
I only
look
knew like I watched the
I'm
show,
honestly looking forward
but
to being
I'd never
ambushed in
heard of the
depths
game.
space in
Yeah, I
the
was probably playing
But
other
if
shit
you're
around
like
then.
me and the thought of being caught off guard is a no-no, just head over to the PC Gaming
I know
Show's
around
Steam
that
page,
time,
and you'll find
I
every
was
single
very
game we're showing
heavily
today in one
in
convenient
Diablo.
spot ready to be
Yeah.
wishlisted. So no
I
scary
was
surprises.
playing.
Absolutely.
I had it
And
on
now
a
here's a look
floppy
at some of the
floppy
great
drive.
games from puzzle publisher
Yeah.
Astrological.
I'd say the days are blurring together, but
And Sega. I was still playing my Sega around
as for the
that time
isolation,
frame.
I'm an introvert. It suits me. The contracts just keep on coming. 2 more rigs to construct. That will put me short in power. Gonna need more hydrogen generators. Good news is, I've managed to synthesize 334 liters of water in the last 24 hours.
Nice.
Now they want 200
Yeah, I
liters
had
of
them all until they shut down.
On
Yeah.
completion, we'll finally acquire an electrolytic producer.
My favorite is still the Sega Master System, though. That was the best one, in my personal opinion.
After that, despite the fact no one really knows what's down there, I push on and keep going deeper.
And that one I had really young. That's probably why I've been a gamer for so long, is the Sega Master System. My dad bought me it when I was like, I don't know, I think I was 6. And then prior to that, I was playing Atari with my dad, so yeah. So I've been, yeah, I was super young when I started gaming. I think I was like 3. Yeah, I remember he would always tell the story of how I'd be like sitting on his lap and holding the controller or something, or whatever the joy thing. Had the Atari. Yeah, technically it was in the house, but I always considered the Atari my dad's. But yeah. I always figured that that's why he bought me the Sega Master System. Because I struck an interest in the Atari, and, you know, he probably wanted it for himself, so. that was what always, you know, I didn't think it back then, but, you know, growing up, I was like, you know what, that's probably why he bought me that system. But we'd play them together on all the systems, yeah. The best Sega console ever for me was the Dreamcast. Nice, nice. Yeah, I had the Nintendo as well. Yeah. Nintendo was around that same time because it was Nintendo and Sega competing, right? And yeah, Nintendo was pricier. I remember that. Nintendo was the expensive one. The Sega was the cheaper one. And that was back in the day where you remember how there was a time where Apple computers were the computers and then Apple seriously sucked and you didn't buy anything from Apple, and then iMacs came out, right? Yeah, I remember, you know, one of the computers in the house was an Apple. Yeah.
Produced here.
Which is crazy to think back then that we had more than one computer. Yeah, but, you know, my dad had a decent job. So.
Cut from cubes, which were melted from polyrock.
Hey, Drackle.
Here.
Hydrating. I was raised by, like, my dad was a single dad, so yeah, there was no parents.
So, Jacob, have you got any quick PC building tips?
Yeah, I haven't seen my mom since I was 6 the last time I saw
her. Yeah, I hate that. Do you have some
yeah,
cool hacks
definitely
for
raised by
finding
my
it?
dad, which
Tip is
explains the
that
daddy's
forever,
girl
and you should
thing.
pretend it never existed.
Yeah.
Forget I asked about tips.
And
what can you tell me about the
he did
Radeon
good.
RX
I wouldn't say
9070
rich or
XT
anything,
The
but
Radeon RX
back in the
9070
day, like
XT
at
is a
that
hot
time,
ticket item right now,
people
and for good
probably
reason.
thought that
This is
way
AMD's graphics division
because
putting its best foot forward
you know
with an
there
RDNA
was
4
two
chip that can go
computers, a
toe-to-toe
Nintendo
with
and a
NVIDIA's
Sega,
GeForce
and he had
RTX
his
5070
Atari,
Ti.
and yeah, and that
If you're
was
worried about
crazy.
running out
You
of
either
VRAM,
had
don't
enough
be.
money
This
for a
comes with
PC
16
or
gigabytes
enough
of
money for one
GDDR6.
console.
That's plenty
like,
for
yeah.
gaming at 4K.
Yeah.
Plus it
And you're
supports
right.
FSR 4,
Computers,
the
a lot of
latest version
people
AMD's
make that
upscaling
mistake.
technology
They think
to help
computers
your
were
frame rate.
cheap back
But
then.
what
They
I
were
like about it
super
most is how
pricier.
easy it is to
I think if you
undervolt.
compare
This lets
the
you run it with
dollar,
less power
they
and
were
still get
actually
top
more
performance.
expensive than they are now. If you really go into it and think, what were people making? What did things cost? You know, yeah, I think they were actually pricier then. Yeah, exactly, around $1,000 then, and like things were cheaper as far as other stuff goes, so in comparison, you know, $1,000 price tag was actually a good chunk. Yeah. And another thing to keep in mind is like now, when you buy a system, whether it be a PC or you upgrade it or you buy a console, you're buying something that's gonna have a shit ton of games played on it. Back then, you weren't getting these massive amount of games every month, right? So you really had to think about it. Yeah. It would be in comparison to the Switch 2 right now. I had to ponder that because I knew there was only one new game coming out for it, you know, that was specific to the 2, where you would need that version to play it. And yeah, it'd be the same thing back then.
I know our odds. Maybe it's time to consider the easy way out.
Give me all your love now. 'Cause for all we know, we might be dead by tomorrow. I can't go on wasting my time, adding scars to my heart. 'Cause all I hear is I'm not ready now.
You were always one of us. From day one. What if deciding, making choices was never anything more than just an illusion?
What's in your heart? But if you're not ready,
You're still making it about yourself. Just look at us.
Did you see Nintendo is offering replacements for all the stick drift already?
Just wanted to find a way out.
What? I haven't seen an issue.
soon enough
What are we talking about?
This is Pathfinder, Abomination Vaults. A hack-and-slash dungeon crawl where up to 4 players battle through a single massive
Like, what do you mean by
labyrinth
stick
filled
drift?
to the brim with monsters, treasure, and secrets. Customize each hero between 3 paths, inspired by 2nd edition Pathfinder. Or mix and match to craft the perfect hybrid. Whether adventuring solo or with friends, switch between the party's heroes on the fly to unleash almighty combo attacks to annihilate the forces of darkness. Deep below the surface, the dark sorceress Belcora Haruvex gathers her power. Are you foolhardy enough to delve into the shadowy depths of the Abomination Vaults?
See, I'm very lucky with consoles. I've never had a bad one. Same with the Xbox, like the Ring of Death, never had it. Yeah.
Torn between one and
Yeah,
the
I've very much lucked out with consoles. You know, granted, in a lot of cases, I don't necessarily buy them right away. I did with this one, and I have with others, but
to the test.
you know, maybe Canada gets the non-faulty ones.
As you chase that vision, you may pause and wonder.
I got this one right away because I wanted it out of the way. That was the major reason. It's pricey, especially as a Canadian. I wanted it out of the way before Animal Crossing gets even announced. Yeah. And I get that that's like a year down the road, but yeah, I got bills, you know? Yeah. Not rich over here. So I figured might as well buy it while I can.
This might appear to be a standard ATX full-tower personal gaming computer. In actuality, every component is also an extremely cool spy gadget. Take, for instance, this CPU fan. In reality, Ninja Star.
But Nintendo is really good at that shit. You get like 2-year warranties on their systems. So.
To the untrained eye, a coffee mug. In reality, a taser. Ooh, or how about this? To the untrained derriere, a roll of toilet paper. But in actuality, you guessed it, it's a taser.
Hey, what about this? Is this like a hidden listening device, USB, or is it maybe a spy camera?
That is, of course, also a taser. Don't worry, you know, he'll be fine. Eventually. For now, let's check out our next.
And buy games right away, but not the system. Me, it depends on what games, right? If I hadn't wanted the Mario Kart World, then I would have waited, probably. I would have waited, well, we probably would have waited until Animal Crossing, honestly. Unless something came before it that interests me. But I love Mario Kart, so like that was a seller in my eyes, yeah. Like my dumbass bought Ruby and Sapphire from Pokemon before I bought the DS. I was thinking of maybe playing our first ever Pokemon game next week. Yeah, I've never been a Pokemon fan, but I figured what the hell, for stream content, we'll play our very first ever. You know, we'll see if I can find like the oldest one possible that we can play through the Switch Online.
Your safety is your own responsibility.
So I don't plan on buying any, but there's you know, there's Pokemon games in the Switch Online.
An overlooked visitor will kill you.
Either that or the better one. We'll go through the list and you guys can help me decide, because I know nothing about Pokemon. We'll see which ones are there and Are you sure? Because there's a Pokemon one, like, for, like, they look super old. If those are new games, then that's bad graphics. They look super old. Some are for, like, the N64, I think. And, yeah, they're in the expansion versions.
Physics-based competitions. I started making this game in my spare time, and now you can play the free demo on Steam. You'll start off in a lobby area called Bots Central, where you can meet up with your friends and mess around with the sandbox while they arrive. When you're ready, mind the gap and hop on the matchmaking train to your Botsu tournament. Your team will
That'll be down the road, Black Dragon. Yeah, there's only 3 right now. Yeah, for the GameCube, you can play the F-Zero,
like sticky bombs,
Wind Waker, and Soul Calibur 2.
You can play both online and split
but they'll
at
add
the same
more
time. And you can
along
create
the way.
crazy custom matches in the Steam demo right
But the
now.
ones I saw were for before the GameCube. Yeah, they were on like the N64 or some other ones. Yeah. That's why it came to mind, because once again, like I said, I don't care, right? But I know there's a few of you in chat that have played them, and I thought it would be a good stream idea. So we'll just find out which one is the best one. Yeah, we'll go through the list. Probably play it on, I don't know.
Coming up in the show.
Probably next weekend. A lot of trend or a lot tend to be a tad biased depending. There is Pokemon boomers, which is so hilarious because, you know, it's like I'm no youngling over here and I skipped the Pokemon, like, yeah. And not only did I skip it, I was never interested, you know? That's why I always mocked pet battling in WoW. Like, I have been mocking pet battling from day one. Yeah. But I do know it's, you know, a lot of people love it, right? Pokemon Snap. It sounds mobile-y. Is Pokemon Go not a thing anymore? No one plays. When it comes to mobile games, I always just assume that if a second one exists, then the other one's dead. You know, why would you have 2, you know, when it comes to mobile? Pokemon Sleep?
What an amazing collection of games we've already
I could definitely
seen.
see a
Mika, we are
Pokemon
really turning up the heat
TCG
this year.
game, for sure.
Mika, what is that?
Everything can be a TCG game,
Wait, let me
honestly.
guess. It doubles as like a plastic explosive, or maybe it's a potent tranquilizing gas, or is that just like another taser?
No, it's literally just thermal paste. You know, it transfers the heat from your CPU to your heat sinks to avoid overheating.
Oh.
Plus, it is an amazing cookie filler. It's like forbidden icing.
Mika, you can't eat thermal paste.
Of course you can, especially not with milk.
Okay, let's check in on that build again.
Can we put it in the computer?
Absolutely not, but I'm certainly going to try.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, what kind of CPU is this puppy working with?
It's with no small amount of envy that I say this. We're equipping the rig with an AMD Ryzen 9 9950 X3D processor. Put simply, this is the fastest 16-core consumer CPU money can buy. It combines the best parts of every processor ever made. The power of a 16-core monster for tough jobs, check. The gaming
when it comes
chops
to
of second-gen
Pokemon
AMD
games,
3D
they're
V-Cache tech, check.
modeler.
This beast can work as hard as it
hit
plays,
me with
and it plays in a
something.
completely different league. It's the best processor in the world for gamers and creators for gaming.
When
and
it comes
for
to
everything
Pokemon
else.
games, there
It's
is
a
no
beauty. If
the
I wasn't
second
putting it in
game
the
is
rig,
dead.
I'd be tempted to walk out of here with it myself.
It's more like
Phenomenal.
the sixth
Peak
game.
PC gaming, courtesy of PC
So
Gamer
the sixth
and
game
AMD.
is dead?
Indeed.
So every
So,
6
how's
games,
the glow?
it dies? Is that what? Because Pokemon has a lot. I think that's also
things are
one
coming
reason
along
why,
perfectly with the rig.
you know, to be fair, I've never really been
because right now we've
interested
got another
in like a
exciting world premiere to show
solely
you from our
pep battling game.
Fail Better Games.
But another thing is that they have so many, so it's like, where the fuck do you start? I'm a person that likes to start from one to the end. But when there's so many, and you're such a strict gamer like that, where you gotta start from one to the end, you just say fuck it. You know, it's the same thing with Warhammer. I've been interested in Warhammer for a long ass time, but they have too many games, and I'm the start from one. And yeah, I can't come in midway. Like I can't just like play 3 or something, you know? Like it's just the way I've always been.
But it's thick with secrets and set in its ways. Is it ready?
And it's like, I get that some of those games are standalone where, you know, the story doesn't really follow, you know? But, you know, I'm just...
setting is based
I'm me.
on British history
Yeah.
and folklore. For research, we've walked in a temperate rainforest and visited an ancient coal mine.
Hey, Spooky, how's it going?
It's a world where
Good
overfishing
afternoon
might cause
to
a
you.
river to put a curse on you, and where you'll go delving for bright minerals in the forgotten deeps.
I would never use a liquid cool system ever again. Oh yeah? Why not? Black Dragon.
In this one,
I
but
thought
that doesn't mean
everyone
that it's safe.
loved that
There
shit.
are old powers waiting in the corners of the world, and the night does not belong to mortals. If all of that sounds good to you, wishlist Mandrake on Steam right now.
Oh, I get that. I never expected Pokemon has like a story. You know, I'm sure they do, but I never thought they had an important one.
A week in the life of a demon school student in under a minute. Starting now. Monday, catch up on the news. Get a new assignment. Fight some guys using tactics. Check your diary. Tuesday, investigate a spook classroom. Gain a
That's one thing they should do with WoW though.
Find a dog.
Is, you know, pet battling and WoW is useless, right? They need to add a story to it. They need to like have some sort of reason you pet battle other than achievements and collecting other pets. You know, yeah, I think that would be awesome. You know, maybe more people would pet battle in that game if there was like some kind of story attached to it. But there never is. It's just, hey, new pet coming out, go pet battle.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Panda had it a bit because they had those guys that were in the main city. The
Congratulations on your assignment.
Vale
You have been selected
City.
to oversee a caretaker deployment in Sector 43A. This video will introduce you to your unit and its sacred directive, the preservation and propagation of the human species. After global hydrosaturation, Earth became uninhabitable. Humanity moved to orbit, but reproduction in space proved impossible. Moses responded with the human seed
all
program.
Pokemon's about the same. You get kicked out of the house about 12 to 13 years old to go wandering the world as a hobo while battling other people to steal their money.
Your caretaker unit
So it's almost like real life.
retrieval, growth, and orbital transfer. Caretakers maintain surface facilities, Build autonomous power systems.
Can you be a girl or do you have to be the guy? I've seen the little, was it 12-year-old boy or whatever that you are? But can you be a girl? Not a game killer, by the way. I play a lot of games where
safeguard the future of humanity in The Last Caretaker,
where we portray a guy,
no
but we portray a handsome old man, which I like a lot better than a little boy.
Wait
you know?
a second, did you get into my thermal paste stash again?
I prefer the term computer hunts.
I can portray a handsome older man better than I can portray a 12-year-old boy. Yeah. After Generation 1, you can be a girl. So when is that? When is... You're talking to a Pokemon noob. Like, what year could you start being a girl? Added Last Caretaker to the wish list. Nice, Pugs. '99 is the year. Oh, are we talking like it's in each game and you gotta hit like, or are you saying whatever Pokemon is after 1999? I guess you're probably saying that. Because you can start as a girl like right off the bat, right? Every game after the first 2 games, they come out in pairs.
Prospector, Norrex
Oh,
would
do
like
they?
to offer you an opportunity. We have some dirty work we need you
So
to take care
Pokemon games always like release as 2
of. At
games?
your own risk, of course.
Is that what you're saying?
Keep your mouth shut and you'll be rewarded. You want to hunt monsters? Join Norrex.
And don't ask questions.
So you're good at building PCs, but can you build other things? Like a car?
No, Frankie. I can't build a car.
What about like a winching system?
Well,
Pull
what
something
good are
heavy
you?
out of, for example, a lake.
I mean, maybe I could put together.
Say a car was in a lake and you needed to winch it out. Could you at least build a ramp to make the winching a bit easier?
Is that something you want to tell me?
I drove your car off a ramp and into a lake, but I only did it to put the fire out.
My car was on fire?
There is no point in jumping a car off a ramp if it's not on fire.
Is there any good news to this story?
Yeah. Just check out this ramp. You should install these before you start shopping for a new car.
Oh, that's the Corsair Dominator Titanium DDR5. This kit is
Oh yeah, so while you're about to spend a bunch of money on a car, you should also go buy a bunch or pay a bunch of money for a RAM. Okay, got it.
Enhancement kit.
Got
Has
it.
A pair of dummy sticks
No
that
better
look the part,
solution
but
than
don't
that,
actually
right?
Contain any memory chips. This is a great solution for an AMD build, as it means you can stick to the more reliable slots on the motherboard, 2 and 4, while looking the part. It also pairs nicely with our Haven 420 case, which offers thermal optimization through its central GPU airflow that sits within a dual-chamber design.
That sounds like the perfect hardware combo for anyone looking to frag
I
your
honestly
cars, explore endless
don't
dungeons,
like
or
that.
simply stream with friends. But while you're out there updating your part picker list, why not check out this exciting upcoming game?
Ooh, Lovecraft.
World changed in the blink of an eye. The outpost where we hope to find
The last Lovecraft game I did was actually for a charity stream. You know, it's been a while since we've done a charity stream.
in ruins. Now we have to find out what happened and rebuild what's left.
I think my last one was in 2018. And I was impressed with the amount of money we raised that year, because that year I think I only had like 400 subscribers on Twitch back then.
From the fog. Not an ordinary mist that we knew before, but one that overwhelms us with the worst kind of fear. And yet, if we want to survive in the new conditions, we must not only fight the fog, we must
But yeah, that was when I played Call of Cthulhu.
understand it.
That was
as the fate of our people.
It was a 24-hour stream, well, 26 actually, due to time.
And all before fear consumes us.
You know, there was whatchamacallit happening that day. You know what I mean. I don't know why the name isn't coming to me right now. But it was 26 hours due to that. And half was Call of Cthulhu, and the other half was actually Fallout 3. Yeah. Actually, no, it was Skyrim. The other half was Skyrim. The Fallout 3 one was a different charity stream. I think that was the Christmas charity stream.
Coming up in the show,
Cool. Eventually they're gonna run out of colors and jewels. Right?
Your cult is waiting for prophets to lead them. Convert the feeble-minded. Learn the occult. Spread the mighty one's influence. Find power in the god of your choice.
That's when they'll have to go to elements. It'll be Pokemon Fire, Pokemon Earth.
Burn the non-believers. Indoctrinate the uncivilized. And survive the horrors.
And then Pokemon Water and Pokemon Air.
Unlock new unholy source.
You're welcome, Pokemon. Just gave you the best idea.
You have what it takes
to worship the
Because eventually they're bound to start running out of ideas of how to name it. Yeah. Because that's a lot of fucking games they have. And especially if they release 2 every time. Jeez.
After almost a decade, Muse Games is bringing us a follow-up to the airship combat game Guns of Icarus.
Now, as with all professions, our work as gadget-crazed weirdos would be impossible if
I
not
always
for the
call
laser
it a
watches
chorus.
and ejector seats of those who came before us.
We stand on the
I didn't know it was Icarus until I heard people saying
Which is
it.
why I am pleased to present in an attaché case full of
Which
throwing
won't
knives
change
and tear
me
gas
calling
canisters,
it a
the latest
chorus.
intel on Bond, James Bond. So we sent our secret agents to see what's happening at IO Interactive.
We have been getting oddball ones where it is Legends of... like Legends of Zelda? Legends of Pokemon. Legends of Catch-em-all. Oh, insert region of Pokemon?
Things got together and we
I know nothing about Pokemon. I can't even do it. Legends of Pokemon World.
So the fact that it hasn't been a game 14 years just adds to the excitement of a comeback of this game in gaming.
The colleagues that we have here are phenomenal, and I think taking all of their
This one
experience
looks
from
really good.
the sort of agent
Yeah.
fantasy that
I'd
they've
like
been
to play
building
this
for all
one.
these years and applying it to the Bond franchise has been incredible to see and to be a part of. We're making a standalone James Bond game, but there are characters and locations that I think are going to make the fans of the novels and the fans of the movies and the cinematic history really smile. In any kind of IP where there's some known aspects of the character, you can initially view these as constraints, but really they're strengths because we get to work with all these amazing partners. Aston Martin and Land Rover, collaborations with Omega, and all of these things lends itself a sense of credibility to the player that this is a real James Bond experience.
Crafting this character has been both exciting and extremely challenging because it's a balance between being very true to Ian Fleming's novels on the character, yet bringing some part of IO into that.
The most special thing about our version of Bond is that it's an IO reimagination of the origin of Bond himself, and it allows us to really dive in.
But the reason they have been
and learn
releasing
about what
two
it
is
takes to
money.
enter this,
Each
world
version
of
has a
gamers.
bit of
It was
different
very
roster
important to
for
us from early on
Pokemon
that we didn't
that
wanna
appears in
synthesize
game.
Bond. We didn't
So
wanna
if
go
you
in
want
and
to
cherry
complete
pick
your
qualities from different
Pokedex, you
aspects
have
of
to
stories
trade
or whatever. We
Pokemon
wanted
with
to make
someone that
something
had
was
the other
fully
version.
original. So he's
That
young.
sounds like a lot of
He's
work.
someone who doesn't yet know all the things we know about James Bond. He has all the core qualities. So he is irreverent. He's inherently charming. He's funny, but he's not yet cold. He's not callous. He's a more energetic. He has that impatience of youth built into him.
Right? He's like when you're a teenager and
young man,
you know no one's hurt you yet.
Colder guy.
You're innocent. You know, you don't know what's coming.
Very true to his North Star and his values.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm
this story
getting
is very
here.
much about when you meet the harsh, political, dangerous world out there. How does a young man fare while still retaining his values?
Not only will we get to experience the character changes and the lessons he needs to learn, but also how he gets his famed gear.
The world is a big part of how you solve the problems as you get to them. Using the environment and weapons and charm, and obviously gadgets is a huge part of that. We have a lot of the gadgets you'd expect and then quite a few you wouldn't.
Right, you gotta have the gadgets.
So our longtime fans from our Hitman franchise can expect to recognize some of these core elements from our interactive in our James Bond game.
A really core aspect of this game is what we call creative approach. And it has to do with standing outside a lavish location. We're going to give you an objective in here. You absolutely need to be able to do that in a bunch of different ways. But I think the biggest difference is that you need a lot of patience to play Hitman. You need to be sitting there seeing the patrol. He goes over there and he likes wine and you overhear that thing. But Bond, he can also just walk through the front door. I'm actually just going to go and talk to them. I'm just going to go punch him right now. If you're a James Bond that wants to crouch along, you know, the covers and be careful and all that stuff, that's your Bond and that's fine. But we've crafted a game that has
I prefer to run in.
Spycraft is part of
as you guys have noticed.
In terms of Bond, there are two key
mainly in Hogwarts because there's like there's quests where they suggest you stealth and I don't. I just run in.
A big part of the fun of playing the game is to see what he'll say, because he always has something great to say that you wouldn't have thought of. His quick wit and talking your way into and out of trouble is a big part of the core loop as well.
If Hitman is a single-minded...
Sometimes I do like the stealthiness, though. The times I like the stealthiness is in games that allow you to jump from like a higher ledge and then you jump down on the guy and then stab him to death, right? I love that style of combat.
Fighting to be visceral and brutal and violent and super fun and exciting.
That's mainly Assassin's Creed stuff, but it's in other games as well.
Of free flow combat where you're fighting multiple opponents at once.
But that's where I'll be stealthy, is that shit, or you know, running up to them and
upping the dynamism, the kinetic feel of the combat.
Basically, if there's more than 5 mobs nearby, I'll be a little stealthy. But
we, as a studio and as a team, have evolved a lot to do top class action. Spectacle moments.
I can hear the ice cream truck.
All interactive. The situations you.
I guess it is a Sunday at 2 p.m.
Because that's the 360 experience that our fans deserve and expect from a Bond experience.
And we've really pushed our engine to sort of bring on this higher level of spectacle and fidelity to the game.
This production has pushed our internal tech beyond. Like miles ahead of what we were able to do before.
Depicting these beautiful different cities and locations, exotic types of vehicles, not just normal vehicles. So take everything we know, but also evolving with technology to deliver an experience that is more.
So people decided to get the Switch 2 introduction game. I never bought the introduction game.
Action adventure story, and that's what we've delivered.
I think it's crazy that they were selling it. It's only $15, but you know,
it's because
it's literally like how to play your Switch. Like if you need a game telling you how to play your Switch, then you probably shouldn't be buying any sort of gaming.
Spy fantasy come to life.
Yeah, stick to PC. Yeah, that's the way I see that one. Like, yeah. You just need $95 of accessories and a 4K TV to be able to finish the game. Wow. Wow. I've thought about, like, I've thought about getting a 4K TV, but I don't care enough, you know? Like, yeah. The only reason I even started buying Blu-ray DVDs, because I'm cool with my, you know, regular DVDs, but the only reason is because we are now in a phase of Blu-ray where it's sometimes cheaper to buy the Blu-ray. That's why I started buying Blu-ray DVDs, because they were cheaper. They were cheaper than some of the... Not always, you know, sometimes they're pricier, but most of the time I find I save a few dollars by buying the Blu-ray. Yeah. So, but point is, I don't care enough. Yeah. It's kind of like my TV back there. The other day, I was like, I wonder if I should get a bigger TV, you know? But then I'm like, why? I just turn that to, like, I'm always here. That TV gets turned on when I go to bed, and then I'm out within minutes. So, you know, most of the time when I put a movie on, we don't even get past the credits, you know? Like, I'm out. like, why? Why put all this extra money into a TV? Yeah. It's like I'll do it for the monitors, but I really actually don't. You can get a monitor for real cheap now, so you know. And I don't need 60 inches over here, so. I understand. BRB going to grab an energy drink. Okay, we'll see you when you get back.
It's in your best interest to listen to me. Good work. Head back to the van. Head back to the van.
As you can see, we are running a fine-tuned engine.
But yeah,
of gaming
point of that
goodness.
convo was
Sean, what's going on with the rig?
oh, what the?
Let's find out.
What
Frankie,
the?
Jacob, status report?
We're doing great
Oh,
down
did you
here.
fall off the
Jacob
edge?
is
Okay,
about to
never
fill us
mind.
in on what we're installing next.
I'm just wiring up everything
There's
with
a bug on
Gigabyte
my
Aorus
desk.
X870E motherboard. It's got a suite of features for reliable overclocking and memory
Hate
performance.
summer.
And it's built in
It's not
thermal
even
armor and heat sinks
technically
will
summer
keep our
yet.
Ryzen X3D rig running great without running hot. And of course, our GPU, a Gigabyte Radeon RX 9070 XT with RDNA 4 architecture.
But at least it's only one bug. I've seen some like videos and pictures of people like showcasing all the bugs they have in their house. Like, at least I only see one. You know, at the moment. And worst case scenario, I've seen, you know, there was one year where I saw like 4.
Right,
but-
great idea, Frankie.
Freeze frame high five?
Freeze frame what?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the rig booting, but oh, perfect. In the meantime, here's some new tech for you, or should I say, some new Terra tech.
I like games like this, but I don't like this particular one. But, you know, get it looking better and I probably would play it. And by better, I mean it looks like a real vehicle. Yeah. Okay, so a coming-of-age game. That's the only thing I never got about, like, sim-type games, is why would you ever want to, like, be the older person, you know? Like, yeah. I know with the last sim game, not that this is Sims, but it's kind of like it. But with the last one, I had found a way to, like, halt the aging, which fucks up your game a bit. But, you know, like, let's be real. If any of us had the option, we would stop the aging process at a certain age, right? Like, yeah. Just saying, I don't want my character to be older than I am in real life. And when I am, like, an 80-year-old playing video games, I'm gonna still want my character to look, you know, between 20 and 40, you know?
Oh, I didn't see you there. Don't mind me, I have got a special friend stopping by, but don't tell the folks upstairs. It's a surprise, you see. When you see them, just let them know that they can add any of today's exciting games to their wish list. Follow the link below to see all the goodies in today's show.
You remember
and
when...
in the meantime, let's see what our friends over at Rogue Snail have been cooking up.
Yeah, you remember... You remember when E3 would go on, right? And my favorite part of that show was that little giveaway they would do involving the wish list. Do you remember that? If they'd pick, like, a winner, and then they would sit at the computer, and they would have, what, like... not long, maybe 2 minutes to click on everything in their wish list that they want, check it out, and whatever they got in that time frame, yeah, they would just get that for free if they won the... Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I think those are the moments that suck about game shows being so online now instead of in public. Yeah, shit like that. Because it was fun to watch them, like, panic and, you know... Because at the same time, you want it to be games that you want, right? And I don't think they let you... like, I don't think you were on, like, say, your account, so you couldn't just have easy access to your wish list. I have had that one added for a while. The thing is, I don't think they've put a price on it yet, unless they plan on it being free or something. Can't see that happening, but yeah, I think there's still not a price. I imagine it would probably be cheap anyway. I don't feel like it would be a super pricey game.
Always lost. Has to be gold. Chef, opening your own restaurant may feel like a fairy tale, but it's trickier than it looks. Customers curse you. The hordes line up at the door. Elder gods are summoned. All of this can really burn your biscuits. But you will be forged in the fires of the kitchen. Sharpen your knives and master the magic of food. For an ancient hunger has awoken. And the path to a demon's heart is through its stomach.
Hey, let's check in on how things are progressing with
The rig.
and make sure there aren't any saboteurs in the mix. Hey, Mika, how are the kids looking down there?
Oh, it's not looking great. They're hooking up a... Oh my God, they're hooking up the PC to a printer.
No, a printer, it's too dangerous. I
know.
told them the rig is way too valuable to be anywhere near a printer.
I still have a printer.
It's too late because...
It's in my closet, way at the back.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, why?
I used to use it for the
Hey,
business.
Jacob looks like he's laughing. Oh no, he's sobbing.
Oh no.
And now he's cursing God. Yeah.
Why, you maniacs? Why?
Damn you, printers. Haven't you taken enough from us?
Well, while our team does some troubleshooting, let's take back the post-apocalypse from hordes of mutants and co-op roguelike.
There's still moments where I think about dragging out the printer. Yeah, all the ink would be dried up. It would be useless, but I'd have to go buy new ink. But there are some times where I want to make things, you know,
It's not a
and
game,
print
it's a
it out.
state of mind. It's about having such
But
a
I
cool
feel
gun,
like
you're
it's more
untouchable.
convenient if I need something printed out. I'd just go to the library or something. Well, I don't know why I find that more convenient than getting the printer I own out of the closet, but
So get ready
yeah.
to blow stuff up.
But like I said, it is
Smack
at the
stuff with a
back
shovel,
of the
and
closet,
shred
and
stuff
I have
with
a
bone
walk-in
saw,
closet,
and
so the
snipe
back
stuff.
of the closet is
Survival
pretty
is
far
about
back.
sticking together. It's about getting
Like,
badass guns and
There's
even
a
more
lot of
badass
shit in front of it.
upgrades. It's about killing whatever this thing is. Because here in the apocalypse, you're up against a million maniacal mutants that want nothing more than to pound you into hamburger meat. There's only one way to survive, and that's to become gun-touchable. Coming to early access on June 17th.
Coming up in the show,
And this is the Superhero Dispatch Network. I hope you're ready for your first shift.
Wait, we're doing this? Hey team, this is your dispatcher.
Someone's robbing the museum.
Watch and learn, Sonny. How do I mute you?
We're taking bets on when you'll quit.
Friday?
Today's Friday.
I know.
Wheel World is the rare kind of game that leaves you asking the important questions, like, why aren't all the world's bicycles shaped like hot dogs?
We can only hope the answer reveals itself someday. Until then, let's turn our attention to the latest from FBC Firebreak, the next game from Remedy. And if my tracker is working properly, it looks like Frankie met up with the Bureau.
It's been 6 years now since we've been locked in with the hiss. I don't care about your day job if you can hold a gun and use a tool. Firebreak needs you. I'll be frank with you, this ain't an easy shift, but at least you won't be alone. Your fellow Firebreakers will have your back. Fighting together, fixing together, and hell, even showering together. If you can stand your ground and stick together, it'll be more than enough to survive.
Corrupted item loose on site.
On my way. That's the job. Sounds simple enough. Good. I've got a liability waiver here with your name on it.
That trailer was absolutely epic, delivered on all fronts, but it did take me back to my student days. It might have been the post-it notes, the traffic lights, and the slight feeling of regret in the shower. What have we signed up to? Mike Kayata, you're the game director of FBC Firebreak from Remedy Games. Thank you so much for joining us. What have we signed up to here?
Yeah, lots. So that was our big launch trailer. We're coming out in just over a week now, so we're really excited to share a lot more of the game, stuff that we haven't shown, a little bit of all of the 5 jobs in the game, which are kind of different crises that you have to deal with. But yeah, so we're getting close now.
I remember when Control came out in 2019, and we're revisiting that.
I have that. I still need to play
it. Why was now the right time to revisit?
Yeah, so right now it was just a great time for us to kind of go back to the oldest house. We never wanted it to kind of feel like we were retreading on Control, and that was like definitely something we thought about a lot. And one of the reasons why we shifted into a first-person perspective, so you could kind of go back into the oldest house and see it from fresh eyes in a different way.
Oh, so this is kind of like a sequel,
I mean,
just
have a lot of fun in Control.
kind of different mode?
Yeah, so of course very different, and I think as anyone can tell from that trailer, we're extremely like tonally to the side of Control, and this was a really big challenge for us because of course Control was very moody and atmospheric and very like horror tinged, but of course it did always have that little edge of absurdity, and speaking to that, this is kind of like why we leaned into that more absurd angle, because you know Control was very carefully built for a single player experience. Since we are sort of a kind of joke around with your mates and just kind of have fun thing, we didn't want to totally like betray that franchise, but we did want to take those kind of recipe components and just flip them around. So we keep that kind of edge of like horror and tension and stakes, and we just add a lot of the absurdity at a higher value. So for example, like you saw Sticky Ricky, our gigantic monster made out of sticky notes. In one of our trailers, you know, somebody I think actually shouts like, "Sticky Ricky! Sticky Ricky!" Which was to us very, very funny, but to that character, completely terrifying.
And Sticky Ricky is joining us today.
Yes.
He's just getting himself together, and maybe he'll answer a few of my questions. Say I don't necessarily have 3 straight-up fraggers on my team. Are there roles that we can adopt in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. So the game is kind of built around a trifecta of kind of saved loadouts that are centered around tools. We call these crisis kits, and each one was developed with a different play style in mind. So we have one that kind of shoots these gigantic like liquid globules you saw in the trailer, and this is for the person we always just imagine almost like Scarface, like I don't really care, I just kind of want to, you know, paint the world with something. And then we have another one which is a tool that kind of looks like a pogo stick mixed with a defibrillator, and you might be surprised, but we always thought of this as like a precision and tactical instrument just because you can kind of relocate yourself and move around easily. And then we have the last really complex tool, which is literally just a wrench. It's just a wrench, it's a gigantic piece of steel. So we made a lot of active decisions to try to get people right into the gameplay. So that's at the cost of some direct storytelling, but we haven't scrimped any on the world building and the big narrative and what it feels like to be inside of the oldest house.
We do associate Remedy with these big narrative games, so much imagination, atmosphere, obviously Alan Wake, obviously Control.
Sure.
So this feels like a new departure for you guys moving into this space. So why?
Yeah. And to be clear, it's fundamentally
To be
different.
fair,
you shouldn't go into this game
as an
whatsoever
Alan Wake
expecting those
fan
types of
myself,
experiences,
there
which, by
was
the
a
way,
mode.
I personally
There
adore.
was a
I started Remedy
DLC
as a
part of
massive
the
fan
first
of Remedy,
game
so
that
this isn't
was
the pushback
kind
on
of like
type of
that.
experience.
It
But the thing
was
is that we,
just
as soon as we started
killing
making more
waves
than
and
one game at the
waves
same
and
time, we
waves
just
of
wanted
shit.
to
So
say,
they
hey, is there a way to
kind of
like open the doors.
semi
If you are
had
a
worked
huge
on
Control head and you know all the
something
lore and you really
similar
love
before.
it, and you can't convince your friends to try this game out, we wanted to give that kind of step in. So even though it's not
I really
what
liked
Remedy
that
is
mode.
today, I do hope that a little over a week from now, it will be part of what Remedy is in the future.
So, Mike, as an online cooperative shooter, what does this game look like in, say, a year's time?
Yeah, that's a great question, especially because, you know, the online space, I think a lot of people treat it very differently. One of the big things that we're about is avoiding kind of like FOMO, like engagement. You know, you don't need to check in every day. We're not going to kind of add a timed battle pass.
Good.
So if you come in on day one and you come
I
back
wish
to
more
us,
games
a year
were
from
like
now,
that,
all you're going to see is all the great stuff
aside
that
from
we add. And
solo
speaking of
playthroughs,
that,
I guess.
already in this year, we're going to add 2 more jobs. That adds to the other 5 game modes that we ship with, already growing it by about 40% by the end of the year. We've got additional endgame systems and lots of plans.
I'm just pitching, it's a stapler, like opened out, and it just...
Okay, I have news for you. There's a stapler in the game.
I'm a genius.
So in the game, actually in that trailer, you probably saw that big traffic light. That's actually called the red light. It's an altered item you may have seen in Control. It's now corrupted by the hiss, and in certain settings, it can show up and kind of hit you with a big red light. You're not allowed to move until it gives you a green light. There's another one, which is a stapler, which if you are a super Control nerd, you might remember from some of the posters in the oldest house, is that a stapler an altered item, and then you see a nice little clip art of a stapler. Well, that stapler actually shows up, and it kind of behaves like a fly. It sort of like buzzes around your face and gives all the enemies a lot of additional health. So yeah, there you go.
Where can we sign up?
Yeah, lots of ways to play this game. Of course, we're on all the major consoles, on Epic Game Store, or you can head over to Steam where you can wishlist the game today. It comes out June 17th. Grab your friends, and we hope to see you there.
Well, go on then. Go clean the oldest house. Sign up today. Thank you so much, Mike, and good luck.
Thank you.
It looks not bad.
Ah, the FBC. Lovely bunch over there for, you know, as long as they last.
Hey, didn't we cook up a few
As long as they
FBC
last.
personnel at some
Jeez.
point?
I mean, we offered, but spy gadgets just don't hit the same way when you spend your whole day working with evil typewriters and turn your bones backwards.
Yeah, you know, that's a fair point. Well, up next, if you've been looking for the perfect excuse to wear a toga, and who hasn't, here's a look at Ubisoft's next entry in the long-running strategy city builder, Anno 117, Pax Romana.
That's like a name of a game that I will easily forget.
Here's a little lesson.
in greatness.
Build it. If governing is your vocation, it's all about location, location, location. Build it.
Go where you haven't gone before.
Find a religion.
Or five.
Or more.
Colonize your territories. Or keep them Celtic if you please.
Sharpen your steel or lose your head. I'd prefer Pax Romana instead.
Kinda looks like that Age of Mythology.
Going up after all.
Yeah, no, I'm Nate, and I was gonna.
I thought I told you there's nothing up there.
Like, what's up there, though?
Nothing.
This will be a heavily streamed game
When
by
you get
many.
to the top of the tower, what's there?
It's like a top of a tower.
Because it's kind of like that. What was that one game? I played it for a bit. Not Human Fall Flat, but because I did play that one quite a bit back in the day. But there was that other one, Get Over It or something like that.
Oh, I'm done. Probably nothing up there anyway. Yep.
Warhammer.
I'm sure you're eager to see more of the rig, and I'm eager to show it. So let's check back in with the build and see where things are at.
Oh, hi, Mika. We have had a slight hiccup. Looks like Jacob forgot the #1 rule of a new PC build.
An offering before you start, or computer spirits drink your heart. He forgot the sacrifice.
You have to do the sacrifice.
You've got to do the sacrifice.
Can we scold me later?
All right, I should cut him loose while he's still got blood. Sit still, Jacob. I don't want to hit any important bones.
I am loving how normal things are today. And a quick reminder, you can find every single game from today's show in one place at the PC Gamer Steam page over at pcgamer.com/wishlist. My own wishlist is currently buckling under the strain of so many amazing games.
And you know what? Speaking of amazing games, here's our next world premiere. A brand
My
new
wish
game
list
published
has
by
been in the
Primal,
triple
creator of Vampire
digits since
Survivors.
like
Get ready to go
2016.
berserk.
Like we just keep adding. Yeah, I think, like, do I buy throughout a year as much as I add? I don't know. It's possible, but like, I'm a sales shopper, so it probably isn't the games we're adding that I'm buying, you know? Yeah, because they, even on sale, they'd still be pricey. But I think, for the most part, I add more than I probably buy. Oh, Vampire Survivors? It didn't look at all like it. But that part did.
Welcome, everyone.
Happy to be here.
Greetings, local life forms.
Delighted to meet you.
Open your mind.
This could be a party. We simply can't pass it up.
Off we go, buckaroo!
Lippo Plus, for when you want something a little different.
Coming your way.
Now.
Hold on. What's on your mind? Aliens. The anomaly.
The bend.
We could theoretically send TV through it.
We already are.
The Bend is a planet-wide hallucination and a hoax.
Everybody seems so anxious to say something that they don't get their facts straight first.
Consider the Bend as a source of signal intrusions and dangerous interference.
What the fuck
The Bend
is this?
the future. It's our future.
Couldn't catch me zooming into any bend in space.
Let us eagerly embrace the abyss.
Another
Dimension.
Television. Only on Blippo Plus.
Whatever that
All
was.
those games have looked great, and when you know it, we've got even more to show you. Check this out.
Hey, I'm Felix Schade. I started Morbid Metal a few years ago as a solo dev, and what began as a small passion project has evolved into something far more ambitious. It hit Steam Early Access this summer, and I can't wait to show you more. Morbid Metal is a fast-paced, roguelite hack and slash that is built for intense combo-driven combat. You play as an advanced AI, trapped inside a deadly simulation. Your mission? Explore its beautiful and brutal iterations, grow stronger, and prove your worth to your creator. You'll control up to 3 characters. It's a bit like switching weapons in a shooter, except here, you're switching full-on playstyles. Each character has their own unique combat style and active abilities, which are unlocked as you explore the simulation. You can even chain attacks between different characters. Start with Vector to quickly dispatch enemies, switch to Flux for a flurry of hits, and finish your combo with Echo's special attack. Mastering each playstyle will be essential, as you'll face a variety of powerful enemies, each with their own attack patterns and weaknesses. And at the end of every biome, you'll face powerful bosses. These are dramatic, high-stakes encounters designed to be tough but rewarding. Each new run reshapes the world. Layouts shift, enemy types change, and you'll have to adapt and make strategic choices to succeed. Choose character upgrades, buffs, or curses that change how you play. Some of these choices push you to take risks, others offer abilities, rewards, and modifiers, which alter your combat style, making each run truly unique. Play the free demo tomorrow during Steam Next Fest and wishlist now for early access on August 20th.
Peggy 3.
Good morning, Emberville. Today is the first day of our very own public bus service.
Oh, do you get to drive? Yeah, I like these kind of games. Reminds me of our truck simulator game, which I haven't played in a while. Maybe I'll throw it in next week.
The City Council says this will be the test to see if more public infrastructure is worth improving. So get out there, ride the bus, and let your voices be heard.
Hey, Sean, should we see what's going on the factory floor? Make sure there's no production line issues holding up the rig?
Well, that's a great idea, and I've invented the perfect spy gadget for just that.
Hey, Sean, there is a big window right behind us. We could just look through that.
Oh, look through a window? What is this, the Stone Age?
You know, I'm pretty sure they didn't have windows in the Stone Age, Sean.
Why would I use an obsolete Stone Age technology when the wristwatch I invented is capable of tracking my steps and hacking into any camera system on the planet instantly?
Okay, that's actually really amazing, Sean.
Well, I'm glad you like it because I took the liberty of making a Mika model a gift from me to you. Here, tap on the icon and you'll instantly hack into the warehouse cameras.
Okay, Sean, this is a little bit much. Wait, I have to make an account to use this?
Well, it's a free trial for 7 days, but then it's only $9.99.
I kind of do that with my phone.
And look, two-factor authentication.
The house alarm and camera.
And now I have to make my Steam
I tend to look at it on the phone.
Vision as a service.
I've been thinking of setting up my phone to the streams because then we could see Mystic downstairs when we're up here. Through the house camera.
Subject decimated.
this out of here. We better get to work.
It's about time someone made a cozy life sim filled with supernatural horrors, just like my everyday to-day life. And of course, it's from Blumhouse Games.
You know, I often felt that the only thing missing from Stardew Valley was the ever-present danger of murder. So this should hopefully scratch an itch.
And Grave Seasons isn't the only world premiere horror game we've got for you. Feast your eyes on this, if you dare.
On this most auspicious of nights, I would like to raise a toast. New friends, I bid you welcome to the club.
We've got to get out of here.
This will help.
I'll keep an eye out for anything dangerous.
I'll check for anything on the floor.
A terrible curse has drawn you together, but fear threatens to drive you apart.
Did you seriously rob me?
Is that blood?
God! Oh, God! Keep your cards close to your chest.
No, this isn't right.
For you'll need to decide who you can trust.
Is somebody there?
Before the rest of my guests arrive.
Born of the Abyss, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines Unofficial Patch, Doom 3 Phobos, and more mods join GOG. Pre-installed and ready to play, smooth as never before. Just add the mod to your library, click download, and install it. It's that simple. GOG has teamed up with modding communities to bring you iconic fan creations, which by restoring cut content, fixing long-standing bugs, to introducing entirely new quests, characters, and experiences, breathe new life into classic titles. Later this year.
Skyblivion.
Yeah. Get some fast food. Velocity noodles. Fast food at its back.
This must be for a DLC or something, because I'm pretty sure this game is out.
Well, Sean, by using my advanced spy technology of looking out the window, I think the rig is just about ready to boot up. Hey, Frankie, how we doing in there?
I think we are just about ready to power this bad boy up. What do you think, J-Money?
She's ready
It'll
to roar.
explode.
Sean, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, you guys, I thought you'd never ask. Ugh. It's alive!
It's beautiful. It calls to me.
I love it more than any parent could love their child.
As a mother, I take offense to that. But in this case, I'll allow it. And if you are watching this now, this very PC could be yours. Mika, what do they need to know?
That's right, you could be the proud owner of the rig. In all of its top-of-the-line AMD-powered gaming glory. All you need to do is follow the link below and fill out the PC Gaming Show survey, and you will be entered in a chance to win.
I mean, I'd like to enter myself, but I am public enemy #1 in 14 countries, and I'm not about to add another. So head on over to pcgamer.com/survey now and get your hat in the ring.
So our build might be finished, but we've still got more games to show. So let's take a look.
Protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within.
Okay, we get it.
Protect me from the evil within.
Interesting. Pay your debts by gambling? I think that's like the opposite of paying your debts. Pretty sure that puts you in debt. I need a drink. How many games do you think are running? They're very short, so I think we might be nearing the end. In which case I can wait because we'd be ending. I did sneak one extra thing in for after. It's not part of the PC gaming show, but it is something that I wanted to watch.
We're PlayFusion, a studio done
It's
playing
only
by
like
AAA
10
rules
minutes.
who still believe games belong to players. Descendant is an FPS capture the flag reimagining where strategy collides with chaos.
It's like capture the flag on crack.
Edmund McMillan of The Binding of Isaac. This here's Tyler Glale.
Yeah.
We're coming to you from Santa Cruz, California.
Hometown.
#1, this is not a wig.
Yeah.
#2, we got a game coming out soon.
Yeah.
Here's the trailer.
Yeah. What seems to be going on with the little guy?
Yeah, I think my cat's sick. Yeah, he's got a broken neck. He has horrible IBS. His mouth and one of his ears are missing. His soul was removed by a Kandarian demon.
What was that last one?
He's taken a shotgun to the face a couple times.
What?
He's got rabies, I'm pretty sure. And he's made a deal with the devil. He was stabbed repeatedly in the neck, chest, face, and hair. He's incredibly dehydrated. He has depression. Who doesn't nowadays, right? He appears to have a conjoined twin. I don't really. He has a gambling addiction. He was probed by aliens. He was mauled by a large headless beast. His tail appears to be growing a head. He has ADHD. He got into a fight with a dog.
Eugenics, coming to Steam February 10th, 2026.
Magnificent games and a magnificent gaming PC that you could win. Once again, head over to pcgamer.com/survey for a chance to claim the rig. Mika, have you noticed that since powering her up, we've been hearing that annoying, super ominous voice?
Yeah, kind of like we tore the very fabric of our plane of existence and brought through this terrifying unknown being drawn in by the awesome processing power of the rig.
Oh, thank God it's not just me.
No, it's not. And you know what? I know we shouldn't mess with whatever this is, but the rig.
Yeah, I feel it in my teeth.
God, same. But okay, listen. The show's almost done, so let's finish strong and agree to stop messing with whatever is saying the rig.
Great idea. Let's close out the show the same way we began, with a trio of exclusive world premieres.
Paul Mason, 34, former surgeon at Westwood Hospital. You've been brought here to perform a surgery. Paul Mason, former surgeon at Westwood Hospital.
I don't know how, but I think we've done this already. Oh, what is the way out of here?
I'd play it. I love those movie games. Yeah, I'm a big fan of those games.
What a spectacular show that was. The games, the rig, the gadgets, the non-lethal electrocutions, the thermal paste.
Oh my God, the thermal paste. And speaking of gadgets, we've got time to show off one last little invention of ours.
Oh, goody!
Inside this keyboard is a hidden compartment for storing hand-encrypted messages, and I've left a special farewell message for the viewers. We have just got to crack it open.
Why not just put it on the desk and then crack it open?
Oop. Yeah, this is just a normal keyboard. It's Jim's from accounting.
Poor guy can't catch a win, and this soon after the divorce?
Oh, a reminder to everyone, thermal paste isn't food.
A big thanks to Frankie and Jacob for building The Rig. And thanks, of course, to all of you for tuning in.
We'll have to work super hard to top this when the PC gaming show Most Wanted returns in December. Thanks for watching.
See you in December, everyone.
Well, I'm just gonna say it. I thought that one sucked.
It's time. Tell me
Yeah.
when.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, this is the final show for June, basically. You know, because December's when they all kind of do their thing again. Aside from, you know, the Nintendo Direct's always oddball.
Just what I like
Never
to
with
hear.
this shit, but...
Oh, hi, Mum. I'm currently on set at the moment, building a PC.
But I would say out of all the shows that we watched, which was all of them,
Like this. It's alive.
I think...
Shots for everyone.
Mum, I'm currently on set building a PC.
There it is. Oh, did you hear that?
Jesus, Joe. I'm a monument to vanity.
I think State of Play did the best.
Mum, I'm filming right now.
Yeah, which is...
Are you aroused?
I can just, and I know how to read words. I went to college.
Which is kind of odd, because you'd expect the weekend ones to do better.
During so
Yeah.
Let's go back to the top.
The Xbox one wasn't
Hail
too
my
bad.
shit.
Better hurry up.
And this one had next, like, I wrote down a few things, but overall, the show...
Let's take a look at our next game. That's a good take.
Not great, in my opinion.
There are 3 days.
I have one of those. It's
12
over.
p.m. Pacific.
It's over by my walking pad,
Oh, it's on the end of the screen.
aka treadmill.
I'm ready to.
Say hi, viewers of the PC Gaming Show 2025.
Let's just get ready. There it is. Incredible.
Bye.
That might have been my greatest take of all time.
Okay, I got one thing I want to watch before we end. It is to do with my Disney game. They did a thing a few days ago that I just noticed. So just skip to it.
Hey Valley Villagers, today we're back with another developer update, but this time we're shaking it up with sneak peeks of what the rest of 2025 holds in addition to our next free update. Joining me today is a familiar face, our creative director, Josh.
Hey everybody, I'm delighted to be here. Reflecting on 2025, 2 updates have brought 4 new free characters and 2 realms, back to back, which was a first for the team. It's been amazing seeing how players have interacted with each update, from their first selfies with a new villager to beautiful fan art.
To memes and tips and tricks. Not to mention the Dream Snaps entries, many leaving our team members saying, how did they do that?
And our team is also passionate about making sure the Valley evolves with our players by using your feedback to improve. So it's been incredible seeing the reception of the quality of life updates released since our last showcase, from floating islands, search bars in the cooking menu, to the more recently released Uncrafting Station.
Speaking of sourcing our community's feedback, I'm excited to announce the launch of a new activity taking place now on our website. We want to create a companion alongside players, relying on your votes to fuel the final design. Scan the QR code on screen now and vote on which direction you want to see this companion go. And don't forget to check back every other day to make a new selection.
I'm really hoping folks make a rock star dragon with a little top hat.
Honestly, I'm just excited to see whatever they come up with. Speaking of rocks, however, I know our longtime players will be thrilled to discover what awaits them in our next free update, Mysteries of Skull Rock, arriving very soon on June 18th.
Teased in our last roadmap, we're finally uncovering the secret behind what, or should I say who, is inside Skull Rock.
And since it was teased at the ending of the Forgotten Saga, players have long since wondered what was going on with this iconic Dazzle Beach feature.
I've enjoyed reading theories about what they might find inside. It'll surprise some players to learn they got it right. But this update doesn't begin with finding a new
like
character. It starts by continuing the story of an old friend.
And let me guess, Glowing eyes, same hair and face as my avatar, but penchant for purple?
You got it. In Mysteries of Skull Rock, you'll finally be able to integrate the Forgotten into the Valley as a true villager, unlocking the ability to hang out, friendship items, and even give them a name. Rekindling your friendship will help to jog the Forgotten's memories.
The Forgotten
about who
is like
inside Skull
evil
Rock.
you.
I'm excited to share that this rock's resident is none other than the carefree boy who loves to fly, Peter Pan.
I knew it. So how can players expect to interact with Peter?
Like other villagers, players will be able to bring him to their valleys, and he'll arrive with his own friendship gifts and quests. You'll even have a chance to help Peter start a new crew of Lost Boys in the valley.
And I'm sure we've also grown up a little bit since the last time we met with Peter, right?
Of course, players will need to convince him they're the friend he remembers and not a treacherous pirate, or even worse, a boring adult.
And if I'm a cool adult who loves pirate-inspired fashion?
I'm sure he can look past that. Speaking of, though, care to share more on the next star path?
You bet. Arriving alongside Mysteries of Skull Rock is the Adventures in Neverland Star Path. With swashbuckling styles, magical mermaid cosmetics, and unique decor, players won't be at a loss for a happy thought when they collect and play with all of the rewards.
A new signature bundle also arrives this season.
They bring out
introducing
Star
Max as
Paths
an animal
too
companion.
fast.
Arriving
Like,
with themed furniture, he'll
the current
also
one
assist
isn't
in
even
all your
over
treasure
yet.
hunting endeavors with the ability to dig up nearby holes.
But friendship is truly the greatest treasure, though.
Which means you
right?
get like a
And in
7-day
this
break.
update, we're introducing friendship levels for your companions. Just like your villagers, spending time and interacting with them will level them up, granting you even more rewards.
These changes will apply to all companions, and for those that don't have predetermined names like Max, Hey Hey, and Pua, you'll be able to rename them. I'll be naming one of my feathered companions after a grumpy but highly educated owl. How about you?
I'm gonna
Funny
name
enough, there's
mine
a purple dragon in the storybook veil that I'll be naming
after
based off
viewers.
of a witch who's a fan of that color.
Like I tend to do.
Speaking of the Storybook Veil, players are also waiting to find out what's next for owners of Disney Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Veil Expansion Pass.
And they won't have to wait long. The Unwritten Realms, Part 2 of the Storybook Veil, arrives shortly after Mysteries of Skull Rock's release.
And what can players expect out of that final part?
I don't want to spoil all the tales they'll uncover in the pages of the Lore Keeper, but I can confirm that the finale packs some big surprises. Of course, it also comes with new villagers to interact with and bring back to the valley, including Maleficent from Disney's Sleeping Beauty, who players got to meet towards the end of Part 1.
Hold up, you said villagers plural. Who else is arriving?
From Disney's Sleeping Beauty, Aurora makes her debut. She'll play a key role in stopping the calamity of the Never After, but players will need to first traverse the mysterious Unwritten Realms.
Well, I'm definitely hoping for a happily ever after, and for those players hoping for more stories to reorder, you're in luck. Part 2 of the Storybook Veil Expansion Pass brings not only new puzzling tales to reorder with the Lore Keeper for unique rewards, but new colors of snippets to capture.
I need
I've
to
been
work
just
more
itching
on the
to
DLC.
swing my royal net at them.
And you can soon.
I got like
I'm
some
delighted to share
done,
that
but
the Unwritten Realms arrives on July 9th. And if you have yet to dive in, the Storybook Veil Expansion Pass and the Storybook Veil Bundle are currently on sale for a limited time.
oh, what a sale.
Seems like we've exhausted everything from our last roadmap, right?
Good thing I brought a new one. There's plenty of magic in store for the rest of 2025. Late in the summer, you'll get in touch with your emotions. In the fall, you'll return to a beloved
I
realm
like the white
to help solve a
wagon.
magical mystery with an
We have the
enchanting new
orange
duo.
one.
A new star path will be conjuring up thrilling rewards, perfect for the season too. And the end of our year will bring one more villager that we think will be a dream come true for players, alongside more exciting surprises.
And I bet our players can't wait to find out which villagers they can hang out with next. But any other cool features you can tell us about?
The back half of
Well, it's
2025
gotta be
is sure to
Cinderella,
bring
right?
more highly requested quality of life
We already
improvements to
have the fairy
multiplayer and our
godmother.
core features. But we've already dropped some pretty big spoilers in this developer update. We've got to leave you some surprises.
But we can't wait to unveil it all in our 2025 showcase later this year. Oh, Josh, so about that thing that you mentioned in last year's Valley Vignette blog,
Right. I'm happy to share that cross-save is arriving for PlayStation users alongside Mysteries of Skull Rock. We can't wait to deliver this long-awaited feature.
thanks for joining us today, and look forward to diving into Mysteries of Skull Rock on June 18th, and later the finale of Disney Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Veil Expansion Pass, when it launches on July 9th. See you in the Valley.
And the Veil.
Nice, nice. They really only showed off a couple of characters, but not bad. I think after next week, because I want to do kind of a variety week next week. But after that, I will start focusing our characters. I'll get caught up, and yeah, we're kind of caught up right now, but I did get behind a little bit. And now, like, they used to put the star path on, like, you used to have a decent break with these star paths, like a good month or two, you know. Now you get like a week. It's yeah, they are designing these star paths for people that only play Disney Dreamlight, you know. It's getting tougher and tougher to multitask this into my other games. Yeah, that's why I hate this you know, these I guess FOMO shit, right? Like, it's seasonal shit. Like, yeah. I would be okay if they just put an extra week. Just give me like 2 weeks, you know? Yeah, it's just, you know, they give you next to nothing for a break. Just always doing a star path. In case you haven't noticed, every time we stream Disney, Star Path is in the title because there is always a fucking Star Path going on. Yeah. But anywho, that is the last thing I wanted to add. And yeah, I am gonna take off, guys. I'm gonna go edit what hopefully will be for the Life with Miss channel. Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna go get that edit done. I will be back though. There is one more thing today that I want to watch, but it doesn't start up until 8 my time. So that is in 5 hours. So yeah, I will be back in, you know, four and a half roughly. Did I say roughly? Roughly 4.5 hours roughly. And yeah, and then that'll be our last one for today. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. And there was a few for the PC show, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I'll be back. See you later, guys. Bye.